Typical right-wingers being their typical selves, getting violent and being bigoted Nazis.
Fists fly and tempers flare in Glendale again tonight as protesters face off over LGBTQ curriculum in school.
For a second time in just weeks, police in riot gear are trying to control the crowds as tensions rise and demonstrations become violent. KTLA's Mary Beth McDade joins us live from Glendale with the latest on the situation at this hour. MB.
Hi there, you guys. Yes, police were here to keep the peace, but as time wore on, the voices grew louder and eventually a brawl broke out. Things turned violent outside the Glendale Unified School District board meeting after several hours of people voicing their opinions. USA! USA! There was a large group opposed to LGBTQ topics being taught in the classroom.
We just want children or kids, our adolescents, to be studying math, English, science, things like that.
Okay, but there are so many people of the LGBTQ community that helped advance math, science, history, and stuff like that. Okay, if we can't talk about gender and sexuality, how do you talk to students about George Washington having a wife? That would be talking about his gender and his sexuality. So, I mean, if these people want to prevent schools from being able to talk about LGBTQ gender identity and sexuality, then you can't talk about heterosexual gender identity and sexuality.
We don't have any problem with LGBTQ. You want to be LGBTQ, when you're 18, go ahead, do whatever you want.
Right, but is he gonna tell his son that he can only be straight once he hits 18? Like, how stupid can you be? This is like what right-wingers think they can do, control people's gender expression, and basically they want to control people's free speech until they're 18. That's stupid.
I don't have any problem with that. But an 8 years old is not ready for that.
Right, but if he saw an 8-year-old boy that he thought was straight kissing an 8-year-old girl that he thought was straight, he wouldn't be like, "Oh, you guys shouldn't do that. You guys don't understand. You guys aren't ready." Like, no, because when right-wingers see boys and girls kissing, they're always in support of that.
And a smaller number also showed up to support such a curriculum.
And that's what we model in our home library, is like books with families. Some kids have 2 dads, some kids have 2 moms. Isn't that cool? And I think that's all. You figure out different age-appropriate concepts to introduce.
Suicide rate for queer kids is ridiculously high. And they need to know that there are people who care about them, that there are people who support them, and there are people who love them.
Well, some protested outside. Others addressed the school board inside during public comment, despite there being no specific items on the agenda relating to this issue.
Children of all gender identities have...
So if a teacher says, "Hi, my name's Mr. Stevens," he's talking about his sexual identity and the fact that he's married. If he says, "Hey, I'm married, I'm Mr. Stevens, and this is Miss Stevens, my wife," will he then be kicked out from school for talking about gender and sexuality? I doubt it.
Have the right to be reflected in the curriculum.
I think the GSUSD is failing in this aspect by promoting the LGBTQ curriculum.
Tuesday's demonstrations come 2 weeks after protests turned violent outside a board meeting where members approved a motion to recognize June as Pride Month. 3 people were reportedly arrested. Police were much better prepared this time around to deal with any clashes. And police tell us that there was 1 arrest out here tonight. For now, reporting live in Glendale.